Hello cookies, it's Iry, I'm back and today we're going to talk about life goals. I'm one of those people that believe that if you talk too much about your life goals, they're not going to come true. But at the same time, I feel like I haven't seen any other YouTuber or blogger or someone else actually that has kind of the same life goals as I do, and I've been trying to find people who basically see the future more or less as I do. Of course, it doesn't have to be 100% the same because we all have different goals, of course. But even just a little bit similar, I haven't seen anyone. I kind of wished I found someone actually who shared the same vision of the future so that I could watch their videos and get inspired, or read their blog and get inspired and feel some kind of connection. This video is for those of you who have unconventional life goals and dreams that don't match society's standards of what life goals and dreams and achievements should be. Even if we don't have the same goals, maybe you can relate in a sense that I don't have the same conventional life goals as most people, and we can just be weird in our own way together. I guess the number one thing that is always recurring in my life when it comes to life goals and what people think my goals should be, there's some yokai hair everywhere. I feel like in all of my videos I'm always complaining about some yokai hair, but that's just the truth. There's yokai hair everywhere. So the number one thing that is, for me, I think different than for everybody else is that I don't wish to have children. Many of you always expect me to make an announcement of pregnancy, or hey, I'm pregnant, or like, oh, we're expecting a baby, or things like that. For some weird reason, many of you in the comments always asking, when are you guys going to have a baby? Oh, when are you going to tell us you're going to have a baby? When are you whatever baby? And my answer is never. I don't wish to have children, and John doesn't wish to have children either. So of course, since I'm only 24, I always get all the time, oh, you're just young, you're going to change your mind, oh, you'll see, we'll talk about it in 5 years. And funny enough, I've heard that for the last 7 years. So for the last 7 years, I've heard, oh, let's talk about that in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And like 7 years later, I'm still here like, nope. I do not wish to have children ever, and John doesn't want to have children ever either. That's one of the things that we really like about each other, is that we both are very sure about that life plan, that our life will never include children. There's probably some of you are really mad about my choice of not having my children, because one thing you will always notice, every time you meet people who don't want to have children, they just tell you, I don't want to have children, and they leave it at that. But when you don't want to have children and you meet people who have children or want to have children, they always try to convince you so much about, oh, you have to have children, you're a woman, it's your duty, you know, you can only be happy if you have children. What? You don't want to have children? That's so crazy, that's so stupid, that's so bad. And I'm not even joking, those are things that I've heard in real life that people told me. Even some family members told me. The thing in there is that I have met other women who don't want to have children either. Many of them are in their 30s or 40s. They're very happy women. They're really happy and satisfied with their lives. They don't feel like anything is missing. And to me, they look very happy. So that is something I feel like people don't understand, that happiness for you is not happiness for me. Happiness for me is not happiness for you. And that we all have different things that make us happy. The fact that I say I do not want to have children doesn't invalidate the fact that you want to have children. You know, it's not like two ideas that go like poof. It's just that you have your idea of happiness, and that includes children. I have my idea of happiness, idea of happiness, and that does not include children. But of course, I know since I'm only 24, I will get that all the time. And honestly, for me, it's such a turn off when I meet people that tell me, oh, you're so young, you will change your mind, blah, blah, blah. You know, it brings so much happiness. And I'm like, You don't know me. The only person that really knows me is John, and because he knows me, he's 100% sure as well that I will never have children. Nowadays, every time I tell someone I don't want to have children, they always want me to explain, and they always fight so hard to counter my arguments, and I'm like, but those are my own reasons. Those are the reasons why I don't want to have children in my life. It's not affecting you. It's not anything to do with your life goals, your choices. Sometimes it's really just very annoying, because if you're one of those people that really want to have children and you can't have children, the fact that I don't want to have children doesn't make it so that it's my fault if you can't have children. Somehow, when you tell people that, you know there's so many people who wish they had children but they can't, and you don't want to have any. And I just don't understand where is that. It's not my fault if they can't, and it's not their fault that I don't want. It's just different life choices, different goals in life, and there's no wrong, there's no right. I feel like if they're happy with their choice, they should be happy with their choice. If I'm happy with my choice, I'm happy with my choice. So when people tell me why, I'm like, because I don't want to. But if you really want the short answer, because I'm not gonna give you the list of all of the reasons, it's just because I don't want to invest myself emotionally, financially, physically, environmentally, in terms of population and demographics on Earth. I don't want to invest my time, and I don't want to invest in terms of my own freedom. So that's kind of the short answer. John and I's family will just consist, hopefully, of him and me and 12 fur babies, because I want to have as many fur babies as possible, as many dogs as possible. A second life goal, or something that I would like to achieve that is different from everybody else, is to live completely off-grid, far from any type of civilization and far from other people, neighbors or cities or villages or anything like that. So that is totally not a human thing, actually, because as humans we are pack creatures, as in we like living with many other humans. John is making some weird signs to me there. What are you doing? Back to the topic at hand, after I've helped my dear husband, who interrupted me in the middle of my flow. So I was saying that as humans, we are pack creatures, so we like to be all together. And I think on that I'm very, very, very different, because I really want to be as far away as possible from or as everybody else, where I could just be super isolated, super far away from everything, and just drilling my own well for some water, planting my own vegetables. I've already Googled how to grow quinoa, actually, and it's not as hard as you would expect. It's actually pretty straightforward. How to grow quinoa, and use electric solar panels to get some electricity and live completely off grid and with a real toilet, because all the videos of houses that I've seen that live off grid, they all use compost toilet, and for me it's just like, no way, I need a real toilet. So living off grid with a real toilet and growing some quinoa with my 12 dogs and my husband, that is for me the idea of happiness. That is really something that would just be so freaking amazing, and I could live happily ever after, just there in my house and my property, in the nature. It has to be in the nature because I love nature, and I really just want to live in the middle of nowhere with my dogs and my husband, and growing my stuff and just reading books by the fire and living a really, really, really peaceful life. When I say future goals, I'm not even talking about when I'm 40 or 50. If I could have that type of life tomorrow or yesterday, I would have already done it. Another life goal, actually, is that I would like to write a book about my life. Even if it's just for me as a memory, or to pass on to someone, since I'm not gonna have children, maybe to pass on to other people. But I would really like to have a book of my life, because I'm not trying to ring my own horn. I don't think that's the expression, or ring my own bell, or it's gonna get worse now if I try to guess some more. So just You know what I'm talking about, but at the same time, I feel like I have a life that has been pretty different from everybody else's life in terms of the things that happened, the things I did, family situation, and some more things that are happening now in our life with John, that I would like to have all of that saved somewhere as a book or as something really just to reflect and see, and so that it's not just going to be lost out there. I guess that's also one of the reasons I'm making my videos, so that I have something out there about my life to remember and to just double confirm that yes, that was real, that was really my life, and not just to make it so meaningless in a way. And the last life goal is just to travel as much as possible with John and spend as much time as possible with him. And with the 12 fur babies, if I manage to convince him to get the 12 fur babies. I mean, we already have one now, we're only missing 11, which is, 11, it's not that much. Huh, boo-boo? It's just staring at me there like... And that's the end of this video. I hope you cookies enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't want to miss the upcoming videos. I made this video for those of you out there who have unconventional life goals. Maybe your goal is to go to Mars, or to drill a super deep hole of 5 kilometers hole and make your house there, or just some crazy life goals that don't match what is usually expected of us to want to be, to want to have, to want to do. And on those good thoughts, my voice. And on that happy note, I will see you cookies at the next video. Bye bye!